So I went and saw Curry Barker's new film, Obsession, that came out over the weekend. And the film follows Bear, a shy music store employee who impulsively uses a novelty One Wish Willow to make his crush Nikki love him. The wish works, but her affection escalates into violent, possessive mania that upends the friend group and spirals into bloody chaos. The film spends its first act on awkward rom-com beats before pivoting into escalating horror and slasher set pieces. In Obsession, the subjects of consent and autonomy form the film's moral spine. Obsession asks what it means to desire someone so intensely that you rather alter their consciousness and ability to choose their own decisions than risk rejection. Bear's wish working and changing Nikki's perception of him is no different than drugging a woman or getting her drunk and then taking advantage of her. That nice guy persona is dissected with scalpel-sharp precision, revealing his entitlement beneath self-pity and revealing him as the ultimate villain of the film as he lies to his friends about Nikki and keeps pretending everything is fine knowing this entity isn't actually Nikki. The film also explores romantic codependency, patriarchal entitlement, and the seductive danger of believing you're owed love for being kind when in reality, women don't owe men anything. Barker weaponizes rom-com aesthetics like dreamy dates, cozy domesticity, soft focus intimacy before and gradually corrupting them, showing how fantasies of perfect devotion can mask deeper emotional violence. Barker also makes sure Bear is relatable when it comes to having a crush and yearning for a woman, because in the beginning he does just seem like an awkward nice guy, and I think he's portrayed this way so many guys can at first relate to the character but then catch the flaws in his actions and ask themselves whether they'd act the same way as Bear or do the opposite and try and save Nikki. And I think that's a conversation many guys need to have with themselves. And man, Inde Navarrette is the film's gravitational center. I've loved her work ever since I saw her in a minor role in 13 Reasons Why, that played the sister of like one of the very, very bad antagonists in that show, and I thought she was great in that. And then I saw her in Superman Lois. She was my favorite character in that show, and I loved her story arc all throughout the show. And to see her killing a role like this, no pun intended, I just thought she was amazing. Her performance is a masterclass in controlled chaos. She shifts from tender to terrifying in a heartbeat, using stillness, eerie smiles, and sudden physical intensity to create a character who is both victim and then villainous. There's no doubt that she is this movie's secret weapon. Like, kind of like how if the Krabby Patty formula had a secret ingredient, Inde Navarrette is that to this movie. With her ability to make even normal actions like a smile, a whispered line, a moment of stillness deeply unsettling. Like, throughout the film, I could not stop thinking about what Nikki was going through, being trapped in her own body, watching all that was happening to her, and also what she was doing. I just felt very uncomfortable the whole time with that mindset. The way Nikki is kind of portrayed in this movie kind of reminds me a lot of like Jennifer and Jennifer's Body, where she's seen as like a monster, but really she's the victim of the story the whole time. And also Companion, which I don't think Companion goes too far into that, but it's like, so they have similar themes, but one's technological, where you have an AI companion, and then you have this one where Nikki is brainwashed. And Michael Johnston, who plays Bear, he plays him with a fragile, disheveled vulnerability that slowly reveals selfishness and cowardice. His performance grounds the film emotionally, making his moral failings feel painfully human and real rather than cartoonish. And just throughout the movie, you just start to really like I was disgusted by him by the end of the film, and I was satisfied with how his story ended. Supporting actors like Cooper Tomlinson and Megan Lawless add texture as the friends of Bear and Nikki, who are just as important to the story and the thematic depth of the film as Johnston and Navarrette are. Curry Barker's direction is confident, playful, and deeply attuned to genre mechanics. He blends dark atmosphere with escalating dread, using rom-com visual language as a trapdoor into horror. The score layers bright, romantic strings over a low, ominous rumble, signaling the rot beneath the fantasy. This was also the first movie since Insidious that made me jump so bad at a certain point in the movie theater. And like the way that I jumped, I was like, I never jumped like that. And the most I'll do is go like that. That's the most I'll do. But at this one point, like I really just went like, because of how uncomfortable I felt, but then I felt safe. And it's like it pulls you in with the comfort and warmth of like a romance like rom-com, and then it just shoots like this brutal horror violence at you. And I know this is coming. Because I was able to predict a few things in this movie, but just the execution of it was clever and it was creative, and this is no exception. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. See this movie being marketed as a dark comedy, which I didn't find anything really funny in this movie. I did at first when I watched the trailer, but as the movie started and I started to see what was happening, The movie just was not funny to me. I just didn't laugh throughout the movie, even if it's called a dark comedy, because I don't think anything Bear did or how Nikki was perceived in a time of crisis or her body working against her own will. I just didn't think any of it was funny because of how often things like this happen in real life. I also love Barker's sharp timing execution and his willingness to push scenes into uncomfortable absurdity. His set pieces are tightly constructed and his tonal shifts from sweet to sickening are executed with ultimate precision. Obsession is a breakout moment for Barker, marking him as a part of a new wave of young talented filmmakers who are confident and ambitious in their directing abilities. I give Obsession A++, a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I really enjoy this movie. I think this might be movie of the year, and I'm saying it right now, Inde Navarrette, she better get like an Oscar nomination for this film because she was incredible. I might even say she was better than Amy Madigan in Weapons, but that might be a hot take. That might be going too far, but that's just my thoughts on her acting abilities, what she did with this film. But yeah, I would like to hear your thoughts down below of what you thought about Obsession, if you liked it, if you didn't. But from the looks of it, everyone really liked this movie, and I'm gonna be honest, this was the first movie in a while where I struggled to sleep basically because of just how much it creeped me out and made me uncomfortable. Let me know your thoughts on Obsession down below, and don't forget to like and follow.